This is one of my classic Wallace English bridle leather briefcase styles. It's made in black and chestnut, and it's got a, let me show you, a dark green suede lining. Really nice. Not too dark, not too light. Goes perfect with the chestnut. The chestnut and this, some people call it British racing green. It's got that forest green color to it. These two colors go perfect, and the chestnut and the brown also go nice. The brass sitting on the brown is also, it's a great color combination. All of these colors together, it just goes perfect. You can see. All right, so let me tell you about this briefcase. I call this my Alfred Wallace style. It's got double removable buckle straps, real buckle straps that go around. So if you don't want this these straps, they come off, and this briefcase works fine with just the center lock. This lock is it's a vintage style round tube key lock. It comes from England. It's made out there probably by the last luggage lock maker that's around. I haven't been able to find many. Most of the high-end ones are now made in Italy. This is probably or maybe in France, I'm not sure, maybe in Germany or some other European country. It's hard to tell. It's hard to find it. I find the best makers in Italy or in England. No one in America is making briefcase locks anymore, and other parts of the world, of course, China make them, but I really don't. I have not to this day seen a good quality lock in Asia that rivals or even comes close to the Italian-made locks or even this English lock. But that's besides the point. I like the English lock. It's a real tube key lock, meaning that you know, most of the key locks that you see nowadays, they don't come with a real tube. It's not an actual tube where you put the prong in and it turns. It's just this thin little piece of zinc metal. It's not even made out of brass, most of them. So I like this because it works the way the old locks work, how they were making them 100 years ago. That's how it works. So you don't need the key to always open it. If you keep it on, this button goes up and, well, it pushes down to open, and then it just goes up. So that's how you open a briefcase, by pushing this up and down. You don't need the key each time. You just need the key to lock it. I put the key on a nice little leather chain, and you can always connect this to right here if you wanted to carry the key. You don't want to deal with the key, throw the key away. Put the key in the desk. You could always open and close it without it. It's just a button that goes down. Another thing I like about this lock is that it's installed with rivets, meaning that these solid brass tube rivets pierce the leather, and that's what secures it. Most of the locks that you see nowadays, these locks are installed by prongs, which are the worst in terms of security and keeping its strength, or screws, which are in the middle of those, and rivets, and real rivets. A lot of times you'll see locks that look like this, but they're screws. They're made to look like they have rivets. So you be careful. Most of the modern locks are not installed by rivets. It's a pain in the neck to install them. The easiest way to install these locks is with the screw, or the really easy is just with a prong. A prong just, it's this thin piece of leather that pierces it, and then the prong just pulls back like this, and I don't like it. They're just not secure. The securest way to install a lock like this is with rivets. Is this the securest locking mechanism for a briefcase? No. You want to get the securest. It's either one of my latches, my Marcelino latch, or a buckle. That is the securest. But if you're going to go with locks, I would go with one that has real rivets that pierces the leather. It's got a 4 bars, small brass bars that go into the leather, and therefore this thing is not pulling off. So if you closed it and you had some weight in the briefcase, it can handle good weight. Like I said, it's not the strongest. It will snap off, but it'll beat any prong lock or any screwed in lock by far. So so that's why I always mention that with these locks specifically, just because they are kind of special. Because they are, if you're going to get the most securest lock, I would get one that's installed with rivets. If weight is not an issue and you don't care about that, you use it as a portfolio and you're not going to be carrying it, the other locks are fine. So that's that. All right, so this is a 2-key lock, a solid brass, like I said. It's got the buckle straps. It's got a suede lining inside, leather wrapped edges in chestnut. It's got an aluminum bar, keeps the briefcase nice and light. This briefcase is not made with thick leather, which I normally make a lot of my briefcases. It seems like a lot more people want that thick leather, but this one is made, it's normal weight. The whole briefcase is maybe 3.5 pounds, something around there, with the straps and the suede. So that's pretty light for a briefcase. That's a real full grain, thick bridle leather and a suede lining. It's not, it doesn't have a cardboard barrier. It's not paper thin leather like you'll see in some of the other briefcases that have padding in it. This is real full grain, high quality, grade A English bridle leather. I only use tanneries that make this leather in America, in the U.S., and in the U.K. I don't use any other bridle leather normally. I have in the past used from other tanneries from other parts of the world, but I usually stick with the UK and the US tanneries. They are the best. I've been making these briefcases for a long time. I know what's out there, and they are the best in the world. If you want bridle leather, if you want good quality bridle leather that is made from steer, and you could get leather that cow leather that is either made by the cow, the female, or by the male, the steer. The steer leather is usually much more firmer and is not as spongier as the female cow leather. So that's why I like the steel leather, and that's what these tanneries use, and that's what these cases are made from. All right, so what else can I say about them? Right now I have some custom pockets in this one. I normally just put a standard pocket, or I customize them to however you want them. It's got a back newspaper pocket. Your shoulder strap rings are on the top. Here's the shoulder strap. One side's chestnut, the other side's black. The key holder is made with leather and a green suede. And that's it. Yeah, that's the briefcase. Another way I like to carry this briefcase is I'll just use the center lock. An easy way, if you just want to get in and out, just put the straps in the keeps like this. Or you can buckle them up. I see briefcases out there with fake buckles to make it easier to use, but I've never used that. I don't like them. They use these thumb catches underneath the fake buckles that I don't think are good for the long run, because those thumb catches, even the most quality ones, are not made for the long term. They got the springs inside that make the thumb catch, go up and down, and I've seen them and they tend to break eventually. Why put something fake? Either just put a buckle or put those catches on. Those catches are horrible if you're not gonna hide them with a buckle. Sure, the buckle looks nice, but still, if you want a real briefcase that lasts, and I build my briefcases to last, I give them they come with a lifetime warranty, because I know they're hand stitched and they are built to last a long term. So I stay away from certain things like zippers and fake buckles and the cheaper locks and even the cheaper leathers and threads and all that. I've been doing this for a long time, so I have realized what works and what doesn't, what lasts and what won't. So most of the majority of briefcases that I put out nowadays are built for the long term. Sometimes I do some custom stuff that a customer has something in mind, but that's rare. And it might not last a long term because it's like some sort of weird design. And I tell them that, I'll build the design, but I can't back it. Obviously, I've come to a point where I realize what will last and what won't. And the way you see my briefcases are built to last. So, like I said, this is an Alfred Wallace style with black and chestnut bridle leather. It's got the green suede lining, and it's got a 2-key lock.